Hello, readers. Welcome back to the Adulterous Whore. I'm your host, Stacey. This is season 2, episode 22 of my podcast. And I thought today what we would talk about are 4 books that I have enjoyed in the past. And I hope that you'll add to your full reading TBR. But before we get into the nitty gritty of the show today, I wanted to talk to you about some of the things I've been up to. As you may or may not know, I have a bookish business and I have finally managed to set up the space, my studio space. I have a huge room. I got tables set up. I've got all my heat presses set up and I'm making t-shirts again, which I'm absolutely loving. Yes, I'm a big fan of my cricket, but I also do sublimation. But I was looking at how I used to do etching on mugs. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna take a look. Can you see that? So that's glass etching. Now, and because it's fall, I always have this habit of drinking a lot of tea. And I'm drinking hibiscus tea right now, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorites. But I went to have a look because I used to do it with stencils, etching cream, and I used to make a lot of bookish mugs. Well, it's not conducive to my household to have those kind of toxic chemicals in my house when my kids were really young. So I kind of put etching on the back burner. And instead was I concentrated on just regular sublimation mugs. Now, I keep using my mug and I'm like, I'm ready to dip my toe back into this. Find out that the etching cream I used to buy, because I used to get a massive tub of it from the hardware store, they don't sell it anymore. It's like non-existent. All the hardware companies that I could find that would ship, they don't stock this brand anymore. They don't stock it, period. Okay. And I don't know if it's because all us craft people were using it instead of the really expensive like etch cream you can buy. It comes in a tiny little bowl. It's like $20. And I don't even know how much you'd get out of that. Probably not much, not for a business worthwhile purpose. So I was looking into sandblasting and it's not going to cost me a massive amount of money to set up. I actually finally have space for like this is like case that you put it in so that all the stuff that you sandblast with doesn't go all over your house. So I'm like, I'm really excited to start that. But that's something that I've been dying to get back into. And I have more time on my hands now because my older 3 girls with my husband, they all go to school full time. And my son, who is 5, he goes to kindergarten right now. And because our school's really close, I have way more time in the mornings to be able to devote to my business and my projects because I bedazzle books as well. And I don't sell those. I'm nowhere near good enough to even remotely attempt to sell. But I'm really enjoying bedazzling my books and doing all my crafty stuff. And now I have a big space with a door that I can lock where I can just spend my time creating the things that I want to create. And everything is bookish because that's where my heart lies. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. Anyone's following me on social media, you'll see that I've been doing all those videos with the t-shirts. I'm having a lot of fun with that too. But before we dive into this week's episode, let's see what you can find out in the wild today because it is publication day. Oh, yes, it is. So the first book that you can find out there is A Excellent Chance to Fall in Love, and that's by Anne Rose, and it's a paranormal romance LGBTQ. I didn't grab this one when it was offered to me. I was sent a widget and I was like, I don't have time. Like my August reading was out of control. And I'm reading the reviews and I'm really bummed that I should have just grabbed it. I should have just grabbed it, but I didn't. Don't make my mistake. Grab it today. A Killer Motive by Hannah Mary McKinnon. And that one is a psychological thriller. Again, I missed the boat on that one as well. Because like I said, my August reading was insane. I think God, how many books was I offered? I had like 12 or 13 paperbacks. And that's not including all the widgets I got sent. And I knew I'd already bitten off more than I could chew. And I don't like to get behind because I did get behind. It was really fucking bad. And then there is A Land So Wide by Erin A. Craig. And that one is a historical romantasy. Now, I don't know how that would work, a historical romantasy, but I'm kind of intrigued now. So if you have read it or are planning on reading it, let me know how it is. All This Could Be Yours by Hank Philippi Ryan. And that one is also a psychological thriller. It sounds really good. It really sounds really good. And then we've got At the Edge of Surrender by A.L. Jackson. And that one is a small town romance. That even just the word small town, I am already so in. It's not even funny. The next one is Danger, No Problem by Cindy Razzie. And that one is like a mystery, but it's private eye based. I really like books like this. I really do. I'm fairly certain it's part of a series as well. We've got Crooks by Lou Burney, and that one is a historical thriller. There's some really interesting genres out today, I'm not gonna lie. And then we've got Game Point by Meg Jones, and that's a sports romance. I don't know how good that one is because I don't actually read a great amount of sports romances. And then we have Descendant of Shadows by Kira F. Jacobs, and that one is a sci-fi fantasy. And that one actually is on my to be read list. But let's talk fall books. I thought what I would do this week, because obviously we're just about to be moving into fall. Fall is like on the 20th of September. And I don't know if you've curated your full reading list yet. I don't often read 2 seasons. The one year that I tried to do like the beach read, the summer read, I was more interested in reading historical fictions because I'm a total moody. It's really hard to know when my mood's going to be at enough to plan that far in advance. But every year, I always make sure that I do at least a few horror books on the run up to Halloween. And I'm not talking like wishy washy horror books. I will try and find the best of the best, grip you, disgust you, scare you so bad you want to sleep with the lights on. And horror now, when I was a teenager, horror used to be really, it was really, really good. There was a couple of books that I remember, like Rats by James Herbert. I don't think I slept properly for about a week without seeing these giant rats behind my eyeballs, okay? And that's what I'm really looking for in a horror book. Books tend to be not so scary nowadays. I don't know if that's because I'm an adult and things just don't feel that way anymore. Like, where you've already lived enough that like nothing's really scaring you. But I always try and find new authors, debut authors. I just want more horror books. But I thought what I'd do is I would do the romancy fall autumn reads this week. And next week, I will compile my horror list because honestly, I'm really excited for that. I love finding new authors. It's not a big genre, to be perfectly honest with you. If you've ever gone into your bookstore, you're going to see that certain genre sections are smaller than others. And maybe it's just my bookstores that I go into. Horror is, it's not vast. But when you find a really good author, you end up getting their backlist anyway. But anyway, horror is next week. I absolutely love Halloween, so it's a big thing for me. And horror really got me into reading. I think I was 14. Yeah, around 13 or 14 years old when I was still in my mum's Anne Rice books. And yeah, I've been a bit of a fan ever since. But I know that a lot of people who enjoy full vibes, the pumpkin spice and the lattes and the pumpkin carving and the hoodie weather, the scarves, the beanies, that kind of stuff, have a tendency to fall into a very specific group of people, and they like the romancy vibes in their reading. And I'm not going to lie, it's probably only been the last couple of years that I've actually really started to appreciate full books in romance. So I actually curated a list of books that I have read and books I haven't read but want to read going forward. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan for the rest of September to have some full books in it, and then October will be my horror month. But okay, without further ado, the first one is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. Okay, if you haven't heard of this series and you are a full romance reader, I'd be very surprised. It's book 1 in the Dream Harbor series. Now, I absolutely love this series. I have read every single book in this series. Now, there's some really phenomenal tropes in this book. You're talking Grumpy Sunshine, found family, small town. And that small town is the theme for the whole of the series. Now, I love the cozy vibes. And it's not massively spicy. If you're not looking for a book that's going to be talking about really explicit stuff, don't worry. This book is not like that. It's very gentle in the way it comes across. So what happens is this woman, Jeannie, her aunt, gives over her cafe to Jeannie, and she jumps at the chance to go and have a fresh start. And she meets a local farmer who tends to stay out of small town drama. And the sunshine, the grumpy, and they start to, fill things out between them, and it's really, really cute. I really enjoyed this book series. I really did. I know if you go onto Goodreads that you're going to see that it doesn't even hit 3.5 star rating. But I'm telling you right now, there's like 373,000 reviews on it. So it doesn't look like a great series. But I'm telling you right now, it is so cute. The writing is really good. And it's definitely a must read if you're looking for some full reading vibes this year. And then we've got Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. Now, I haven't read this one yet. This one I have in my cart because I'm going to buy all the books that I'm going to be reading for the end of September and October, probably sometime this week. I just haven't got around to it yet. But this one got really good reviews on Bookstagram because it's part one of Cozy Creek collection. Now, I don't know if I'm going to pick up the whole lot, but I'm definitely grabbing this one. It's feel good, spicy, small town, romantic comedy with a billionaire who falls first. That's the gist of the book. Now, I love it when there is funny moments in my books, and the cover is really cute. So it's already sold right there. But if you like small town romance, Halloween, fake dating, this book has to go on your list. I'm not even joking. The amount of people that I follow on Bookstagram who are big into like the cutesy, slightly spicy romances, this one was a real win for them. So I'm going to recommend it because it's on my list and I really think it should be on yours too. And next, I found If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. Now, this one has a really high Goodreads rating. It's 4.35 stars. Now, it doesn't look like it's a massively popular book. It's only got about 8,000 ratings on Goodreads, but it sounds really freaking good. It's a friends to lovers, contemporary romance, small town romance. Like that is probably a massive theme with full vibe books for romance is it's going to have small town in it. And I am already a big small town person. If somebody said to me, what trope is your trope? And small town is going to hit the top every freaking time. I love it. Now, it's only just come out too, which might be one of the reasons why it has less reviews on it. I think it came out last week, so it's only been out a week. And it looks really adorable. It really does. It had a lot of 5-star ratings. And they recommend it for anybody that loves the Gilmore Girls, and which I'm a big fan. I rewatched the show. I try to rewatch it once a year. I did it last year. I don't know if I'm going to have time to rewatch it this year. I might because I'm doing the Read Like Rory challenge. I might give it a go. We'll see. We'll see. But this is definitely a book you should add to your list. And if anyone wants to buddy read this one with me, let me know. Just email me, ladulterous@gmail.com, and we can buddy read that together. Like we can do a breakdown. I'm doing something similar with my cousin. She wanted to read a Freedom McFadden book with me. So we took The Housemaid and we have split it into weekly chapters that we talk about via FaceTime because she lives in the UK. She still lives back home. And I obviously live in Canada. And she's actually going to come on the podcast and talk about it. So that's going to be a lot of fun, but that won't be until next month. But I'm more than happy to do that with anybody that wants to do any of my fall reading, any of my Halloween books, anything on my TBR. We can do that. You're more than welcome. And then we have Pumpkin Everything by Beth Labonte. And this one is book one in an autumn borrow sweet romance. Now, the cover really drew me in because it's literally a cup and it's got like all the whipped cream on top. It's got like 4 leaves all over it. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Now, this one's been slated as being a chick lit. Don't let that fool you. Don't think that that's not going to be a good book. I really like chick licks. I really do. I think chick lit is really underrated. Now, this is the kind of book where you'd be pulling out your pumpkin spice candles, drinking your pumpkin spice lattes. Maybe you don't drink them hot. I wouldn't know. I don't think I've ever done pumpkin anything except pumpkin pie. And even then, I'm not a massive fan. But it's basically about this woman. Her name's Amy Fox, and she is a horror novelist. And she's just called off her full wedding. So she's kind of brokenhearted and she's got writer's block. So honestly, it looks really freaking good. I'm not going to lie. So second chance romance. Like I said, this is another one that's on my list currently. And then we have The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. This book is absolutely phenomenal. I had an art copy of this book whenever it came out, it was a while ago, I think, 2021 or 2022, I think is actually when that book came out. And I have been desperate for more books by this author, and she actually just released one this year, and I was really excited to read it, and it was absolutely brilliant. So this witch, her name is Mika Moon, and she's trying to keep her magic at bay and fly under the radar. And yeah, she ends up having to go to this remote island to teach young witches how to control their magic. And it was really sweet and really phenomenal writing. It was one of those books where I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. It was really cozy, it was really warm and inviting. And I think I even rated it 5 stars. I was overly massively impressed with the quality of the writing. She is so good. I don't think anybody writes the kind of books that she writes as well as she does. And it's I don't know, I was charmed. I was absolutely charmed by the writing and the characters and the way it all came together. And it's like being wrapped up with your cozy full blanket and you're just like, "Oh, yes, I love it. I love it so much." So I highly recommend that book. I'm not even joking. I will even reread it if anyone wants to buddy read that one. I will reread it. And then we have Just Don't Fall by Emma St. Clair, and it's book 1 of Sweater Weather. So this one is basically a sports romance, and it features a hockey player and there's fake dating. I don't know. This one, I don't read a lot of hockey romances for a start, but the couple that I did read, I really enjoyed. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this one a shot. But one of the things that did come up a lot is that it's a little cheesy, but I actually really don't mind cheesy books. I really don't. I think they have their time and their place. And I think during fall season where everything's kind of cozy and you're warm and fuzzy. I think a little cheese is okay. And it is a clean romance. So I don't think that there is anything spicy in here. Now, I think that I read somewhere too that it has like the parents kind of a douchey. So if you've got like parental triggers, I maybe wouldn't read it, but it looks really good. And the next one is The Ex Hex by Erin Sterling. And this is book 1 of Graves Glen. Now, I have been following this series quite religiously. You know what really hooked me in the first place was the title. I have a big thing about titles that are cleverly written or play on words. I love stuff like that. So the book is basically about Vivian Jones, and she's nursing her broken heart, and she's a young witch. And then this descendant of the town's ancestors, he comes back to the town, and he is like, there's this ghost that's just like haunting him when he comes back, and his toys are attacking him. And it's absolutely charming. I really enjoyed it. I actually giggled in some moments. I was absolutely heartwarmed and touched in others. It was really good. I know that it was just really good, strong characters and a storyline that made you laugh and gave you all the feels. I really enjoyed it, but I actually really enjoyed the whole series. So that's just me. Okay, next one is Pumpkin Spice and Not So Nice by Becky Monsoon. And this one, the only reason I picked it is because the title. I love books with really quirky titles. Now, this one is a Halloween contemporary romance. So it's all about Jenna Peterson, and she basically only seems to attract unavailable men, dysfunctional men. And then she literally turns them into these really great men by working on them, and then they dump her. I'm already won over right there. That sounds like my kind of book. Definitely add it to your list. And then I've got A Pumpkin and a Patch by Jennifer Peel. This one was recommended to me. I can't even remember who did recommend it to me, actually, because I think I already bought it. Again, it's a Halloween cozy romance. So from my understanding, this book is just full vibes in a book. It's just all fall, autumn, all the time. And I need that in my life right now. I hate winter, and Calgary is the epitome of about 8 months worth of snow. So we literally go from scorching summer to pretty much winter in no time flat. So I don't have a lot of time to get all my fall reading in, but this one looks really good. I also like the fact that this has forbidden love in it. Like, I don't know who's forbidden love, but definitely interested in that. And next we have You Again by Kate Goldbeck. Now, this book was really freaking good. I don't remember much about it because I know I read it when it came out and it was a debut from the author. And I've decided to reread it again because I was absolutely blown away with the chemistry of the two main characters because they kind of they have this like friendship where you'd think it'd be friends with benefits, but there's no sex. So it's like they hang out to watch Netflix and they have like late night chat sessions. They go through each other's online dating profiles to help them make it sound better. And there's lots of like bickering, but their like relationship starts to like they start to blur the lines between the two of them. And I actually found it quite charming. And that's really unusual for me because I think they start out as enemies. And I'm not a massive fan of enemies to lovers. If you know me, you'll know that that's not something that I massively enjoy because I don't see how you can go from hating somebody to wanting to fuck their brains out in 10 seconds flat. Maybe it's just because it's never happened to me, but I don't get it. So it's just not something I normally enjoy. But this book really did charm the pants off me. And then we have The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Now, I'm actually really ashamed to admit that I actually haven't read this book yet. And I thought I had because it's totally in my wheelhouse. It's a paranormal romance. Hello. And I love Ashley Poston. I love her. So what the hell is wrong with me that I have never read this book? And I don't even have a good excuse. I don't know if I thought I had read it, so I hadn't grabbed it. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a mystery to me. But this book it's about this millennial ghostwriter and she has ghosts of her own. Like, I'm so ready for this book. I am so ready for this book. It has really good ratings. I don't know why I missed it. This is not good for me. This is not good. I honestly think that there's a good chance I thought I had read it. Like, I thought I had read it and just hadn't. Or maybe I got a library copy and I just didn't get around to it. I don't know. I don't remember. But I know that I'm going to remedy that mistake now because I have a copy in my cart. It's important. And then we have Best Hex Ever by Nadia El Fassi. And this one, there's a giveaway on Goodreads. So if you're interested in grabbing a copy of this and winning it, yeah, they actually have a Goodreads giveaway on it right now. Oh, that's exciting. And this is about Dina Whitlock, and she is a skilled kitchen witch and she runs her very own London cafe with magic infused pastries. That's right. Now I remember. So this is another one. This is a paranormal romance. It looks really bloody good. Like really good. I think I'm going to enter that giveaway because you know me. I love free books. But yeah, it's from what I was reading, it's really wholesome, not very much spice. And it kind of has this like practical magic vibe running through it. Now, don't let that upset you because I actually found the practical magic book really boring compared to the movie. But the whole series as a whole was actually very, very good. But this one looks absolutely phenomenal and I absolutely love the cover. I love the cover. I'm a big sucker for a pretty book. Anyone that knows me knows I am a sucker for a pretty book. And then we have See You Next Fall by Annabelle McCormack. And this one is book one in Wonderlust. Now, I love books that come as a series when they have a tendency to be more standalone books. I'm really hoping this one is like that. Now, this one is a friends to lover contemporary romance, and it's got some spice in there. Yeah, I love friends to lovers. I think that makes way more sense than enemies to lovers. So, the reason I picked this book is because it has a lot of funny moments, a lot of tearing up moments. It's one of those books that's going to give you all the feels. Now, I love books that you can binge in one session. And one of the common things I was seeing on Bookstagram is that this book is very bingeable. So you're going to want to just sit down and read, 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 read. And the next one is also by Ashley Poston. And I have read this one. This one is called The 7 Year Slip. And this is about a woman and she falls in love with her temporary roommate. And I absolutely loved it. This is one of the reasons why I don't understand how I didn't read The Dead Romantic. Like, it makes no sense because I gave this book 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. Like, Clementine was absolutely wonderful. He's a chef. She works in publishing. This is my book, baby. And I loved her writing. Her writing is so amazing. And that's what I mean. Okay. So if you're going to pick any of the Ashley Poston books, you can't go wrong with either of them, in my personal opinion, even though I haven't read the other one. Just trust me on that, okay? The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen O'Clover. Now, this one doesn't come out until the 23rd. So I think this one's on the back burner for me. I'm going to put this as my last full book. But this is about a bed and breakfast for the broken-hearted. Now, right there, I'm already hooked. I cannot wait to read this book. I am one of those people who love books with ins. I don't know why. I don't know. I love books like that. Now, there's some things that you should expect from this book. From what I was reading, there's an age gap. It's going to be a slow burn, love after loss, female friendships, third act breakup. I know a lot of people do not like that. I'm not a massive fan of that either. And it's from a first person perspective. Now, I think this book is going to be a win. I think it's going to be a 5-star brilliant read just from what I was reading about it online. I don't tend to like spoilers, don't read a lot of people's views on books, but this one really caught my eye with just how cutesy it looks. Really cutesy. And then we have Mr. October by Bethany Weaver. And this one is a quirky, small town, friends to lovers, teacher romance. And I don't know, I was mostly drawn in because it's called Mr. October. I don't know. I'm really weird with titles of books, but that one just was like, yeah, I'm in. And then the last one is Hating the Cinnamon Roll CEO by Camilla Evergreen. And again, this one is a billionaire romance, enemies to lovers, and it's clean. Okay. So there is no spice in here at all. Now, I don't need spice in every book that I read, but it's also nice to be able to read a book where there's story, there's plot, there's feelers. It's looks cute to me. I don't know. I like the female MC on the front of the book looks like me. And he's all like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm already sold. Are any of the books that I have mentioned today on your list for your full reading? If not, let me know what books you are planning on reading. What are your favorite tropes in small town, Halloweeny vibes, in romance? I'd like to know what draws you into your full reading books. If you're interested in doing any buddy reads on any of the books that I've listed today or any book that you want to get, because I'm not that fussy. I don't mind reading anything. I read all genres and all formats. So give me an email, litdulterous@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Ladulterous Whore. You can follow me on TikTok @Ladulterous. You can follow me on Facebook @Ladulterous. Don't forget to follow me on YouTube. That's youtube.com/@Ladulterous. And if you type in Ladulterous on Spotify, you can find me there as well. And anybody that gives me a 5-star review and follows me is in with a chance to win some Bookish prizes. I hope you have the reading day you deserve. And I will see you guys on Friday when I will be doing my next installment of Conspiracy Theory with Stacey, because I'm really enjoying that. And I have done the book Chaos by Tom O'Neill. And I'm going to give you the lowdown on, yes, it's not really a conspiracy book because he isn't a conspiracy theorist. He was looking for facts. And that is pretty much all he gives you is facts on Manson and the fact that Helter Skelter, the book that was officially written on the crimes, was all fabricated bullshit. And I am really excited to share that with you. And then don't forget, we're doing our deep dive on Saturday on the toppling TBR of Empire Storms. I am about a third of the way through part 1 right now, and it's really hard to stick to the chapters because it's really ramped up now, and I'm really loving the story. So don't forget to follow us on any of our next episodes. Give us a comment, give us a like. Tell me what you do like. Tell me what you don't like. I'm really intrigued to know what's going on with you guys. But like I said, have the reading week you deserve, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care, readers.